Section 2. Common physical conditions in the property a buyer should investigate. Endangered and threatened species. Certain areas in the state may have issues related to federally listed endangered or threatened species that may affect land use. Further information may be obtained on the U.S. Fish and Wildlife website or by contacting the appropriate Planning/Development Service Department. Death and felonies on the properties. Arizona law states that sellers and real estate licensees have no liability for failure to disclose to a buyer that the property was ever the site of a natural death, suicide, murder, or felony. This information is often difficult to uncover. However, the local law enforcement agency may be able to identify incidents related to a property address. Indoor environmental concerns. Attention has been given to the possible health effects of mold in homes, apartments, and commercial buildings. Certain types of mold may cause health problems in some people while triggering only common allergic responses in others. Mold is often not detectable by visual inspection. To determine if the premises you are purchasing or leasing contains mold or airborne health hazards, you may retain an environmental expert to perform an indoor air quality test. This is particularly important if any of the inspection reports or disclosure documents indicate the existence of past or present moisture, standing water, visible water stains, or water intrusion in the premises. The Arizona Department of Health Services Office of Environmental Health states, if you can see mold or if there is an earthy or musty odor, you can assume you have a mold problem. Imported drywall. There have been reports of problematic drywall produced in China used in Arizona homes. Residents in homes with problem drywall report health issues such as respiratory irritation and other problems such as copper corrosion and sulfur odors. Visit the Consumer Protection Safety Commission website for more information. Radon gas and carbon monoxide. Radon gas and carbon monoxide poisoning are two of the most common and potentially serious indoor air quality concerns. Both of these concerns can be addressed by the home inspector, usually for an additional fee. For information on radon levels in the state, visit the Arizona Radiation Regulatory Agency online. Drug labs. Residential contamination arising from the illicit manufacture of methamphetamine and other drugs carried out in clandestine drug laboratories presents a serious risk of harm to human and environmental health. For information on other indoor environmental concerns, the EPA has a host of resource materials and pamphlets online. Property boundaries. If the property boundaries are of concern, a survey may be warranted. For example, a survey may be advisable if there is an obvious use of property by others, i.e., a well-worn path across a property and/or parked cars on the property, or fences or structures of adjacent property owners that appear to be built on the property. For more information, visit the Arizona Professional Land Surveyors online. A search for surveyors may be found online at the Board of Technical Registration. Flood insurance and floodplain status. Your mortgage lender may require you to purchase flood insurance in connection with your purchase of the property. The National Flood Insurance Program provides for the availability of flood insurance and established flood insurance policy premiums based on the risk of flooding in the area where properties are located. Changes to the federal law will result in changes to flood insurance premiums that are likely to be higher and in the future may be substantially higher than the premiums paid for flood insurance prior to or at the time of the sale of the property. As a result, purchasers of property should not rely on the premiums paid for flood insurance on the property previously as an indication of the premiums that will apply after completion of the purchase. In considering purchase of the property, you should consult with one or more carriers of flood insurance for a better understanding of flood insurance coverage, current and anticipated future flood insurance premiums, whether the prior owner's policy may be assumed by a subsequent purchase of the property, and other matters related to the purchase of flood insurance for the property. If community floodplain information is not available for a specific property, and in order to obtain flood insurance, it may be necessary to have an elevation survey and obtain an elevation certificate. This is necessary to determine the property's insurability and premium rate. You may also wish to contact the Federal Emergency Management Agency for more information about flood insurance as it relates to the property. Insurance claims history, also known as a clue report. Many factors affect the availability and cost of homeowners insurance. Property owners may request a 5-year claims history from their insurance company, an insurance support organization, or consumer reporting agency. Other property conditions: plumbing, check functionality, cooling and heating, make sure the cooling and heating systems are adequate, and if important to you, hire a qualified heating and cooling inspector.